designers, it's Bree from Minerva. Today I am here to talk about one of my favorite trends. It is safe to say I am totally obsessed with Co-ord sets. So last year we kind of saw the return of the suit, and with that we've seen a rise of faux jumpsuits, matching sets, and Co-ords. Whatever you call them, I think they are here to stay, and I could not be happier about it. I think the Co-ord set is such a good wardrobe builder. I love the versatility and like the mix and match ability of a matching set. I've made a few over the years and I just really love what they do for my wardrobe. It kind of like opens everything up and reveals a lot of styling possibilities. They're so great for incorporating into the rest of your wardrobe, and whether you make them in a print or a solid, you know that you always have something to match with them that will look intentional and pulled together. Now, you can pretty much take any top or bottom pattern and just make the two in the same fabric, and you've got a Co-ord set. But that does assume that your patterns both work with the same fabric type. So, I wouldn't advise doing a Co-ord set using a jeans pattern and a flowy top, because a denim is not going to work for that billowy blouse, and a flowy fabric is not going to hold the pattern meant for denim. Obviously, this is an extreme example, but I do really love that there are now several pattern designers that are specifically creating two-piece sets, showing them sewn up and styled together. I think it really helps to kind of visualize how the outfit might come together, as well as helping to determine pattern and fabric pairings. So, I have chosen 7 of my favorite Co-ord patterns with some beautiful fabrics to go with them. I kind of tend to think of Co-ords as being more for warm weather wear, but I have found a couple of patterns for cooler temperatures as well. So I'll start with the summery ones and kind of transition into the fall and winter patterns. As always, all of the patterns and fabrics will be linked below. All the product pages feature photos and reviews from other makers all over the world, so you can really get a sense for the product. So, with that, let's jump into some Co-ord project inspiration. When Co-ords first popped back on the scene, I was seeing a lot of runway and maker inspiration using shapes and silhouettes traditionally found in sleepwear. I've really loved seeing how adapting sleepwear patterns can become such a cool and chic vibe for day wear. So for this pattern, I have chosen the Megan Nielsen Reef set. The pattern did debut a few years ago as a pajama set, but it was recently re-released and was made very clear that this pattern has serious potential outside of the bedroom as well. I've seen so many gorgeous maker versions that are super cool, really modern, and great day wear. So I love the details in this pattern. Version 1 is a bias cut camisole with a V-neck. It has a unique yoke at the back with crossover straps. Versions 2 and 3 are shorts. Version 2 is my favorite. They are shorts that sit just under the natural waist. They've got inseam pockets and this curved hem that kind of cuts up to the outer thigh. Version 3 is just a straight short that sits on the hip. The printed reef comes in sizes 0 to 20, so that is a 34 to 48 inch hip. This pattern is really great for adventurous beginners. It builds skills like cutting on the bias, finishing a V-neck, inseam pockets. So most light to medium weight woven fabrics will work really nicely, but you can kind of lean into the drape of that bias cut cami with fabrics like viscose, tencel, and lightweight linen. For the reef set, I chose the Atelier Brunette Loom Linen Viscose in the color Night. This fabric is 50% linen and 50% viscose. The beauty of this half and half blend is that you have this unique mix of crispness, but also still very drapey. It falls really, really nicely, and of course it feels great on the skin. The texture is really great for that bias cut cami, and there's still a good amount of body for the shorts. Of course, what drew me to this fabric, is the print, the colors. I love the rust, the pink and the tan look so nice together, and then there's this pop of chartreuse against that navy background. It's bold and it's modern, it's super cool and perfect for a cami and short set like the Megan Nielsen Reef. My second Co-ord pick is the Estella set from Paper Cut Patterns. The Estella pattern is a dress, top, and skirt, all packaged together in one envelope, and it has lots of possibilities. So the ruffled skirt comes in 2 lengths, and it can be worn either on the hip or at the high waist. The top features a cropped wrap bodice with puffed sleeves, and it can be worn with a crossover either at the front or tied around the back. This top can be either sewn into the skirt, like a dress, or it can be hemmed separately to form a 2-piece. As well as the skirt and dress variations, I think the reversibility of the top really gives this set a lot of wearing options. I think that tying it in the back is really cute for day wear, having that nice high neck, but the ability to like whip it around with that deep V in the front makes it a great going out top as well. Estella is available in 2 size bands. The 1 through 8 band is roughly UK sizes 6 to 20, with hips approximately 32 to 49 inches. It's designed for a dressmaker's B cup. The curve size range is 6 to 14, which is like a UK 16 to 34, and it's for hips measuring 45 to 63 inches, drafted with a dressmaker's D cup. Now the difference between the B and the D cup is all about the ratio between the full bust here and the high bust measurement, which is more like here. So the difference of 2 inches is referred to as the dressmaker's B, and the difference of 4 inches is a dressmaker's D cup. Now, although these shapes are really nice and clean, super simple line styles, Estella is still rated intermediate. There is a lot to learn in this pattern, particularly around constructing that reversible top. In terms of fabric, you'll want to look for light to medium weight woven fabrics like cotton, linen, silk, and viscose. For the Estella set, I chose another viscose linen blend. So it's actually the fabric that I am wearing right now. Now, this pink isn't available anymore, but there are 20 other gorgeous colors to choose from, like this beautiful lavender. So this is the textured viscose linen noir from the Minerva core range. It is 75% viscose and 25% linen. So that higher viscose content is what gives it like all this extra drape. It is super, super fluid, but it also still has this like hatch kind of texture to it. Now, textured solids are like my favorite fabrics. I really love that they offer like some character, some dimension to a garment, but the solid color still makes it easy to like mix and match with other colors and prints in my wardrobe. So I really think this lavender viscose linen noir is going to be such a pretty paper cut Estella set. Next up, we have the pattern that I think really like launched matching sets within the sewing community. So since it was released last year, the Saguro set from Friday Pattern Company has become like an instant classic. I highly recommend checking out the Saguro Set hashtag here on Minerva, as well as the community makes that are featured on the product page. There are so many gorgeous, inspiring versions. I want them all, and I'm dying to make one myself. I think they're so cute. So we have another reversible crop top. This time it has like dolman sleeves, which are really like loose and easy, as well as soft elastic waist, wide leg trousers. So you can wear the top either with the cross at the front and the optional tie closure, or with the high neck at the front and the dramatic V at the back. The trousers have slash pockets, which is my favorite kind of pocket, as well as a cute little drawstring. The Saguro set comes in sizes extra, extra small to 7X, which is for hips 34 to 63 inches. Like many Friday Pattern Co. patterns, it is made with beginners in mind, so the construction is pretty simple, and the instructions focus on teaching techniques like the bias binding around the neck and the elastic insertion at the 2 waistbands. The Saguro set is really good for light to medium weight wovens with a bit of drape, so think like linen, viscose, tencel, cotton lawn, and chambray. Like I said, I have been super excited to make up this pattern, and I know like eventually I really want a solid linen version, but when I came across this particular fabric, I knew they would make such a special Saguro set. So this is the Atelier Brunette double cotton gauze in gingham. So this is the night and cobalt combination. It is one of the coolest fabrics. It's super light, it's really like wispy and drapey, but the best part is that it is double-sided. So it has different scales of the gingham pattern on either side. I think it would be really cool to play with that detail for the Saguro set. So one idea is that I could do like the body on one side and then maybe like the details, so like the binding, the waistband, like in this smaller scale, or doing like the top in one side and the bottoms in the other. I think it'd be really great to kind of mix and match. The fact that they're like a little bit different, but the same color and the same like the same fabric weight, I think lends a little bit of intentionality to the print mixing, which I think is super, super cool. And yeah, it just adds like another extra level of interest to my Saguro set. I tend to mostly focus on indie patterns, but I would be remiss if I didn't showcase a couple of Mimi G's Co-ord designs. Mimi G, like, is always queen, but she is especially queen of colorful co-ords. So I'm loving the Simplicity 9550/9551. This one is an elasticated crop top. It's got dolman sleeves that either come in at the hem with some elastic or have a nice wide cuff. There's also a version of the top with a V at the back with little ties that tie across the back neck. There's two options for the bottom. There's a gathered A-line skirt as well as a pair of loose flowy shorts. Both the skirt and the shorts have a center back zip and an optional fabric tie belt. I love that this pattern comes in both the misses and plus sizes. So the sizing is split, not only between the two envelopes, but also with two pattern numbers, which is a new feature with Big 4. So number 9550 is the misses and 9551 is the plus sizes. And each one has two different envelopes to choose from. So the 9550 starts with D5, which is sizes 4 to 12, which is hips 31 to 36 inches. And the R5 is sizes 14 to 22, which is hips 38 to 46 inches. The plus pattern 9551 has the F5 and the G5. So F5 is 18 to 26 for hips 42 to 50 inches, and G5 is sizes 26 to 34. So that's a 50 to a 58 inch hip. Now, this pattern is rated easy. So there's an invisible zip and some elastic to contend with, but Mimi G has you covered. She's got a video sew along for this pattern that you can find right on the product page. It's linked below. So for fabrics, you'll want a lightweight woven. You could go for like a cotton or linen to add more structure and body to the pieces, or go for something like viscose, tencel, or crepe for a softer look. For this one, I chose the Minerva Exclusive Viscose Challis in the print Proud Plumage. So this is 100% viscose, and it's super soft. It's really light and flowy. It's perfect for summer, and is going to be really, really cute in this Co-ord set. Now, I picked this fabric first because, like, major Mimi G vibes with this print. It's super bright and colorful. It's like bold and modern, like all the things I think of with Mimi G. So I love that. And then the other thing that makes this fabric really great for sewing a separates set is just how many colors there are in this print. So we have like kind of a little range of like pink to lilac to purple, as well as two kind of contrasting, like there's a cobalt blue and then like a neon blue, plus there's pops of like yellow and green and white. Like you can do so many things with this print, I feel, with like how you mix and match in your wardrobe. So that's the other thing I think is really great about this one. It's, again, super soft and really, really pretty. I think it's going to be perfect for that Simplicity 9550 or 9551. Moving on to more cozy co-ords, we have the Olo set from Named Clothing. This set is designed for knit fabrics, and it comes with a long sleeve tee and a pair of high-waisted wide leg trousers. So the tee features a drop shoulder and these like wide bell sleeves, super on trend right now. It also has options for a funnel neck or a wide set V-neck. The samples feature a lettuce roll hem on the neck and sleeves, creating kind of this like, keep doing this, it's like a frill. I think it's super cute. And I've been seeing this look like everywhere in the shops lately, especially in like slinky rib knits. I think it is super cute, and I definitely want a set like this in my wardrobe. The Olo comes in sizes extra small to XXL, so that is a 32.5 to 54.5 inch hip. It is a beginner pattern. I would advise starting with a standard cotton jersey if this is your first time working with knit fabrics, but beyond that, you'll want to look for a knit with at least 40% horizontal stretch. So these are like your single knits, usually cotton tencel or viscose jersey, as well as ITY and rib knits. In choosing a fabric for the Olo set, I was inspired both by the pattern samples as well as the similar ready-to-wear sets that I've been seeing. So I opted for a drapey rib knit. This is the Derby Tencel Modal rib from Meat Milk. This is one of my favorite knit fabrics. In fact, like I have a plan to slowly like phase out all the jersey tops currently in my closet and replace them with ones made in this fabric. It is so soft, it feels so good on the skin. So it's 95% Tencel Modal and 5% spandex. It has about 90% horizontal stretch as well as 60% lengthwise stretch. This is the colorway Punch, but it comes in about 20 other colors. It's super, super soft. Again, it just like feels so good on the skin, and like the stretch and the drape of it just make it a really great choice for the Olo set. Next up, we have another knit set. This is the Sew House 7 Cosmos sweatshirt and elemental skirt. So previously these patterns were sold separately, but I really like that they are now packaged together as a set. Super cute. So we have the Cosmos sweater. It is an oversized raglan sleeve pullover, and it's got sleeve and neckline variations. So you can go for a more traditional pullover, like with that round neck and some cuffed sleeves, or you can make it a little more interesting, leaving the cuff off for a nice wide bell sleeve. And there's a funnel neck option that follows the style lines of the raglan. So you have these really interesting seams on the neck. The elemental skirt is a pull-on pencil skirt that comes in 2 lengths. So this set comes in 2 size ranges. You have the double 0 to 20. That one is made for a straighter figure and a dressmaker's D cup for hips ranging 34 to 48 inches. The 18 to 34 range is drafted with kind of a curvier figure in mind, using a dressmaker's D cup. That one is for hips 47 to 65 inches. So this pattern is made for confident beginners. If this is your first knit fabric project, it's going to be a good one. It requires fabrics that are like mid to heavyweight, so you want to look for knits with around 20% horizontal stretch. So fabrics like French terry, interlock, Ponte Roma, and sweatshirt fleece are going to be really great for this one. For the Elemental Cosmos set, I grabbed one of my favorite French terries from the Minerva Exclusive Prints collection. This one is called Brushwork, and I love it so much. So this is 95% cotton and 5% elastane. It has about 30% horizontal stretch and 50% lengthwise stretch. The background is like my favorite neutral. It's kind of in that mustardy tan zone. And then it has these large black and cream brush strokes on it. So I really like that up close you see the individual shapes. They're kind of like these abstract artsy dots or, you know, actual brush strokes. But the way that they're layered makes it so that far away it kind of reads more as just an animal print. So I really like that versatility. And even though this is quite a large scale print, I think the colors and the print itself are more subdued, so that makes it really easy for everyday wear. And yeah, I think it's a great option for the Elemental Cosmos set. The last co-ord pattern I have to share is kind of a modern take on the traditional skirt suit. It is another Mimi G pattern. It's the Simplicity 9638. So like I said, Mimi G, she's the queen of co-ords and she has so many amazing suit patterns. It was really hard to choose just one, but this one really stood out to me because I love the contrast of like, it's kind of this edgy moto style jacket against like a classic pencil skirt. So the jacket and the skirt are both double-breasted, or at least double-buttoned, with zippered pockets. The jacket has an oversized notch collar with fancy epaulets at the shoulder. This pattern comes in 2 size bands, so the H5 envelope is sizes 6 to 14 for hips 32.5 to 38 inches. The U5 band is sizes 16 to 24, which is hips 40 to 48 inches. There are a lot of details in this pattern, and so it is rated intermediate, but another reason that I love Mimi G's designs is that she has a sew along to go with almost all of her patterns, and you can find them right on the product page. So for fabrics, this set definitely requires some structure, so you'll want to look for mid-weight wovens like denim, leather types, and wool. I have always wanted a pink suit, so for this pattern I went with the Argyle wool coating, of course, in pink. So this one is 55% polyester and 45% wool. It is a really great weight for this kind of project. It's like thicker and heavier than a suiting, but it is somewhere like a bit lighter than a winter coat fabric. I think it's going to hold the shape really well without getting too bulky for this kind of jacket or skirt. So the underside is brushed and it's super, super soft. I'm just really loving this like ombre, pixely patchwork design. I think it is really cool and modern. I just love this range of like pink and purple. I think it'll be so beautiful sewn up as a skirt and jacket set. So those are my top co-ord picks. Whether you're hoping for a breezy summer set or something cozy for the cooler months, I hope you're feeling inspired to sew up your own matching sets. Don't forget to check out all the links below. All of our product pages not only have the item details, but there's also photos and reviews and tips from sewists all over the world. It is so cool. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us over at Minerva. We have new videos coming your way every day, so we would love to see you around again soon. Until next time, happy making. Bye!